Now, before you get started into your reading, I want to point out a few things about your reading. On the past, you received the Tower and the Ten of Wands. And in the center, for the heart of the matter, you received Justice and the Magician. And in the future, on the right, you received the Hermit and the Sun card. So out of the 6 of these cards from past, present to future, you received 5 major arcana cards. So this is commanding energy. And then the other cards in between this are more just aside stories. But if you notice and you study this, you have 4 aces. So there's some new beginnings coming. Let's see what's going on in your reading. I'm going to start with the past. And as you noted, you have the Tower and the Ten of Wands. The Tower is a sudden collapse, a release from bondage, or maybe even a relief. And it's an awakening. This is something that the universe and the cosmos has made predestined. In this instance, it's like a self-correcting card. You felt like you've been some wounded, innocent victim. But no one's an innocent victim in life. Even just their presence in any circumstances changes destiny and fate. And in a funny way, maybe this is a self-punishment card that finally had to be self-corrected. And the clarification card, the Ten of Wands, is saying it was a lot of work. There was some oppressive and repressive things going on. There was some burdens that were hampering your progress. Wands is fire, and it personifies Leo, and whatever flames that were burning were not for comfort, but for devastation. Something was dominating your life and ruling you. Your goals began to dwindle, and the inner hard drive of your mind became corrupted. The wheels were spinning, but you were getting nowhere. And that's why the Tower is there, for this recorrection. What it is a big red reset button that you hit. Now the Ten of Wands indicates that you're at an ending and a new beginning. And this is somewhat reinforced by the base of your spine on the right of the past cards. So you receive the Seven of Wands and the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands means a new inspirational, creative beginning. It marks the beginning of fruitful endeavors and ingenuity, physical challenges, and new sexuality. It's like heaven is giving the earthly plane a message of good fortune, and is indicating that this is a very auspicious time for change. But there's some opposing forces going on with the Seven of Wands. You've succeeded and you're up on the hill, but you seem to be defending yourself or your beliefs. Or maybe it's just people don't want you to change. And there you are, having still some kind of battles, trying to start anew. Now the cards up above for your sacrum and pelvic for awakening and arousing. You receive the Queen of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands is you, male or female, but it's Leo, Wands, fire. It's personifying you, the protagonist in this story. She reminds you to review where you came from, where you are in the present, and where you want to go in the future. Queen of Wands is a seer, a healer, a teacher, a guider, and brings knowledge and strength into the party, but for some reason you haven't been accepting what's been happening around you and haven't dealt with the consequences. And now I think it's time for you to have a clearer vision of what happened in the past, to acquire more strength to deal with the future. And now you realize that you have the key to unlock the power within you and change your life. Now the clarification card is the Seven of Pentacles, and it's saying, yeah, you've done a lot of hard work and you're almost there to harvest it. I call this card almost to harvest. But this is the tenuous time between harvest where you have to be very vigilant about what you do. Because something could happen that could just wipe out your whole crop. Whatever you've been growing, nurturing, bringing into reality might slip right through your fingers. Now up in the solar plexus for feeling and sensing, you receive the Two of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. The Two of Cups is giving you an opportunity to make deeper emotional bonds with the people in your life and more harmonious relationships. But any 2 number means decision, balance, and partnership. But here with the Ace of Pentacles, it's giving you a new beginning. The Ace of Pentacles is extending possible gifts of value and fates of fortune for wealth, health, well-being. But as with any ace, it's just a promise. You're the one that has to do all of the hard work to make this a reality. And I think for some reason, people haven't been extending you the love that you deserve. Leos are very generous people, and I think you've done a lot of hard work to help other people, and I don't think you've been appreciated. And this Ace of Pentacles is giving you a new love material reality. Now down in the heart of the matter, you receive Justice and the Magician. When Justice appears, it means something's been out of balance in your life, and definitely in the past with the Tower, yes, some things have been out of balance and need to be put back into balance. You're seeking an equilibrium. You're seeking happiness. You're seeking freedom. And with the clarification card as a magician, you're going to have freedom. You can manifest things. The magician creates something out of nothing. He has some kind of hardwire right into the source of existence. And he conjures up just things from his ideas and willpower. He's also ruled by the planet Mercury for communication, and it comes down to transforming energy into ideas through words and speech. And you have to do your abracadabra magic to make this happen, because the word abracadabra actually means what is said is what is done. And now these people that you're fighting with the Seven of Wands and defending yourself and beliefs, you have to tell them where you stand now. It's time to change and say, hey, wait a minute, no, this can't happen anymore. I want to change, and I want some new beginnings in my life. And this is reinforced by the throat for communicating and teaching. You receive the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. You don't see two aces like that together very often. This is the second time you received the Ace of Pentacles. And now let's think back. This is in the communicating and teaching category, and I just said the Magician is about communication. So if you want this new beginning, you really have to establish some boundaries and tell everybody that things are changing. You have a new earthly beginning with Pentacles and a new intellectual beginning with Swords. But the Ace of Swords also means it was a hard road to get to this ending and new beginning point. The Ace of Swords can be very fickle. There's two edges to the sword, and it can hurt or harm or heal and rebuild. You know, it can be undercutting, or it can cut through the crap and get to the heart of the matter. It's really up to you to use your free will. And here you have the Magician up there using his free will, and he's giving you all of the tools that you need to change. Now up in your third eye, for seeing and envisioning, you receive the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Cups. The Knight of Swords is about rushing around and confusion. Now, either this is you galloping along and wearing blinders and not seeing anything on either side of the road, or else somebody came blasting into your life and is going to blast out of it. And you're going to stand there while the dust is settling thinking, what happened? A lot of the Swords cards are actually very dysfunctional cards. And the Knight of Swords too is dysfunctional. It's like a smoldering fire has blinded him and he doesn't know where he's going. And a lot of times I think only his horse knows his destination. And now the clarification card is the Eight of Cups. This is a card that I consider freeing yourself from bondage. This is associated with the Tower back there. You're walking away from something. You don't want this rushing around feeling anymore and people forcing you into making decisions. And I think you have a plan because the cards up above for the Crown for knowing and understanding. You received the Three of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. The Three of Wands is about making your plans a reality. I think you've had these plans in the back of your mind for a very long time, but nobody's allowed you to launch these plans. And you have the talent to do it because the Eight of Pentacles means you are a talented and skilled person. You've been your own worst enemy by holding yourself back. But now down here in the past, the cosmos is going to take a handle on this. You're not going to have any choice. It's out of your control that this all collapsed now. And it's time to change. And now your future cards are the Hermit and the Sun. You desire a change in your unconscious self. And you're seeking enlightenment and guidance from the light in his lamp and guidance from his staff. You're taking yourself away from these people that have distracted you so you can acquire wisdom of where you want to go in life. You want to be the Queen of Wands again. You are personifying the Queen of Wands where she has you look at your past. You can't overlook the Tower. She wants you to look at your present and your future and connect it to consequences. And between the Hermit and the Queen of Wands, you'll be acquiring some illumination. Illumination in Latin means spiritual enlightenment. And the clarification card is the Sun. Now Leo rules the Sun card, so this is saying you. Yeah, a new day is dawning. This is bouncing off the Tower card. The Tower was collapse and destruction, and the Sun card is saying purity, spiritual renewal, warmth of the sun. The Sun card is important to success, abundance, and joy. Joy is such a simple word, but it's really hard to attain in this life. It's very complex for some reason. It should be simple, but it's not. And the one thing that is required for you to find the happiness of the Sun card is simplicity, honesty, unpretentiousness. After I pulled the cards for you, I was taken aback because you received the Devil, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Tower card. These major arcana cards have so much energy, they feel like they're shaking off the table. This is really some heavy juju going on here. You know, the Devil card is about disruption and disruptive desires, avarice, extreme selfishness and greed, sensory overload, obsessions, hedonism, addictions, booze, drugs, sugar, sex, you name it, all of the 7 deadly sins. And you're in this environment. It could be you doing it or somebody else around you, but it's put you in bondage of living hell. And I think you've been waiting a very long time to get out of the situation. You want your boat to go over the river Styx back to the living people. There's been some apocalypse zombies or something around you. But there is a light in the tunnel, because the Wheel of Fortune is sprinkling good luck all over the place, and it's saying, yeah, fortune is turning in your favor. The wheel is going in the upswing, and now it's an auspicious time to take advantage of it. The wheel is pointing out about the cyclic and abstract nature of destiny. And this destiny is now helping you along to find closure. The cosmos made a decision, and this has been preordained. Change is a-coming, and it's going to sway way away from the status quo of what you're used to. It's saying now that the worst is going to be behind you, and wishes do come true. There's been some kind of unhealthy relationships going on, and it was time for the tower to shake. I think there was some fault zones running underneath it for a very long time, and there's going to be some new things coming on board here for relationships, interpersonal relationships. The wheel symbolizes not only good luck, but optimism and abundance. Whatever happened in the past has to be left in the past. We can't let the past haunt us. And really it is to your good fortune that the tower came along, if truly you were living in a living hell. Now the balance of your life is changing to unveil revolutionary prospects and new opportunities. There's a transformation going on, and disorder is making way for order. I think order is what's been missing in your life, because there's been no boundaries for maybe how you acted or maybe how other people have acted. And now it's time for everybody to get in line. Now I rolled the dice, and you received Leo, Moon, and the 6th house. So not only do you have 3 major arcana cards, but I'm reading for you Leo, and you received Leo. So this is like a double dipping. It's going to have more energy to it than it normally would. Now with all this happening, it's been affecting your health and your well-being. The 6th house can be about health, and in this case it's the relationship to coping with adversity. The devil is instilling fear that's held you back from being your higher self. However, you're not doing this all by your little lonesome. There's other people involved in this, and the 6th house is about service and service to others. So we're talking about employers or those who depend on you in your life. And Leos are very generous, and I think your magnanimity has reached new heights. And I'm saying that because the moon is in the 6th house, and this is saying someone has been asking too much of your time and resources and are taking advantage of you. For some, you've taken the caretaker role of enabler, and the responsibilities between these people is not balanced. You find yourself doing for others what they should be doing for themselves. You have to remember, when you do that, you take on their energy for the good or the bad. You take on their karma. And you've been in some toxic relationships that nestled into a daily routine of giving too much while others were taking too much. And if they weren't stealing your emotions, they were stealing your things. It's like they were emotional vampires just sucking you dry. And in a funny way, you accepted this as a form of self-punishment because you felt unloved. However, have you forgotten about the most important person in this drama? You. And that's why the tower is falling. Because when things don't go right and emotions are high, with the dice that I tossed, it's saying that your health is suffering. You haven't been appreciated for all the hard work that you do for others, and all of a sudden you realize that you're direly unhappy. And now you're coming out of your denial cage. You know, it's a quirk of human nature that we allow others to treat ourselves badly. And then in return, we're treating ourselves badly by allowing it. Now, you might not have had a choice that the tower was going to fall, but you have a choice now which way the tower can fall. But the Wheel of Fortune showed up just to save the day. And the wheel is saying that it can transmute past evil into good fortune. And now it's time to let the past go. You know, your ambitious self has hit the stage and you seek attention, romance, affection, and a place in the spotlight. But it's time to let your lighthearted side shine and not be a drama king or queen, so you can attract the love that you crave for emotional comfort. Now that the tower is fallen, or is falling, it's time to regain your confidence and go on with your life because the worst is behind you.